Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is Emma, and this is my review for Fairy Tail Final Season, episode 36. I said that right? Right? It is approximately like 2:50 in the morning. I'm tired. Sorry for how late this is. It slipped my mind. I've had a interesting week, is how I'll phrase that. Anyways, so, if you want to see my reaction, it is on my Facebook, link in the description. I got that uploaded there. My laptop, which I recorded my, The Rising of the Shield Hero reactions, currently pretty much is dead. It's, I'll either have to get it fixed or just get a whole new system. So yeah, that is where I am with that stand front, which is the phone. Now let's get into it, as I have it playing in front of me, but... Anyways, we, start off again with, Irene mentioning that she's the Queen of the Dragons, and we get to see this, like, nice, like, they show us the dragons, and then you find out they're coexisting, and, like, the world is just so beautiful, and the music in the background, is really cool. I loved it. I don't know how much I mentioned it in the reaction itself. And we also find out that, the dragons over, on our side, so the festival, we get back, sort of behind that. The war was between the dragons who wanted to coexist with the humans and those who just downright refused. They were like, I don't want to do that. Oh, by the way, the dragon Belsarion, loved him. And, like, just seeing the world with all the dragons, like, just coexisting and, like, being with, like, little kids and, like, doing all these fun things was really nice. Now, Irene. We're gonna talk about Irene here. So, watching her go through all this was actually kind of rough. Like, in the very beginning, we see her as this, like, happy, cheerful, person, because, you know, right now things are good, but she learns of the stuff that's going down in the West, and, like, they're talking about how the dragons are eating people, and how they might come over here to come and destroy all of that. And so, there's a lot of things revealed in this that are, I don't know. I'm still, even though it's been like 2 hours since I've seen it, I'm shocked about a comment that I think was removed pretty fast. I didn't see it afterwards, but I saw it for a minute. Mentioned that I wasn't, that Erza's dad was not the best. I can agree with that. But going along with the story in the chronological order here, we find out that, Irene, for one, is pretty much the mother to all dragon slayers. She's the one who first learns how to let humans wield the power to kill, fight dragons. And that was actually, I think, one of the biggest surprises for me. Like, when I originally heard Queen of Dragons, I was shocked too. Probably not as much. But, like, it was just this weird thing that, really occurred there that I was just not expecting. And let's talk about the little bits with Natsu, as it's very short and brief. We're down to seeing Gajeel and Wendy, guiding him, and where they explain it's not really that they're telling him all this stuff before he dies. They're trying to get him to remember it for himself. And we see Lucy. I didn't comment on this because, honestly, it was a dire situation. Who cares about the fan service? Whatever. But she mentions he's not warming up at all, which is very not a bad thing. It's very bad. And just, yeah, no. Next week, they're gonna follow more on that, but that was pretty, Going into Irene, we, like, for a lot of this, we don't even hear about Erza's dad until she kind of brings up, it was a very quick moment of just like, oh, you're gonna love this part. Like, during the war, when, like, a side effect to using the dragon power, it seems like they're turning into dragons themselves, without their choice and consent. But she points out that she was pregnant with Erza at the time. Yeah, and, that was a very interesting thing. And this is also leading to, with the dragon power and all that, Erza goes, how are you still young? When she originally brings up how long ago all this tale was. And it was because of the dragon stuff, and the fact that after, yes, say his name, show. Political marriage, a solution to territorial, okay, yeah. No, the dude, for one, he looked sketchy to me from the beginning, but he's not even shown as a big character, really. Irene does most of the fighting against the dragons, and he is constantly like, the power of the Dragon Slayers never ceases to amaze me. Which is what I kind of want to lead this off to, where he goes, and Belsarion dies, yep, of course that scene plays now. But anyways, back to the point, after the battle is pretty much over, he turns on Irene. He's like, you monster. And then Irene's like, I'm pregnant with your child. And he's like, no monster is the child of mine. Because, yeah, no, it's... And, like the story was, Acnologia was the victor. He was the one who ultimately took out both sides, meaning that their war to decide whether to coexist with humans or not was a standstill, as both sides lost, and the one in the middle who just wanted destruction, a fight, took the victory. It's yeah, okay. Yeah, like him just betraying her kind of, I think I got so mad right there. It was just, I got pretty mad, pretty fed up, and it was just, yeah, there we go. Yeah, no, this dude, and we also find out, so that scar, the scar on her side, like lower abdomen, it was because, we found out that, after Irene's torture and abuse, he comes in, and she's like, because he's just like, no, I don't want to die yet, please spare the child, and the dude's just like, there's no child, it's been 3 years, and this is where we learn that she, cast a spell, because she didn't want to have Erza at the time. It was not good. Not like where she was in that moment in time. And he's like, well, I'll prove that there's no child, I'll just cut your stomach open. And that leads to, his death, which he deserved that. I'm sorry, but, and it leads to her turning into a full dragon. And she destroys the place, leaves, flees, screaming, I'm a human, I'm a human. And throughout most of this episode, I felt so bad for her. Like, it's not funny. Yeah, no, this episode just got to me, and then when Zeref came, Irene was so happy that she was in her human body that at first, even though Zeref was like, you're not actually human, you just look it. You'll never be human again. She's like, I'm okay. I'm happy just being like this. And that's where consequences come in. She couldn't taste food. She couldn't sleep there. And a whole bunch of other things to where she started wishing she was actually a normal human again. And one day when she's thinking of, at least let my child be a human, this is where all of that stuff catches up to her. And she's like, hey, if I just bond with my child, then that will be my new vessel. I'll be human. But going back into the present, she announces that it was a failure and she couldn't do it to begin with. Thus, because Erza was useless, dumped her off at Rosemary Village, right? Where she ultimately grew up until she was taken to, you know, work on the stupid, no. Her life was, but, yeah. That is all I can really put the pieces here, because, yeah. We got brief mentions of, Anne, but, like, just, like, a brief thing, nothing huge. I love the episode, and, I don't know, it was just such a conflicting thing. And by the way, when, I love this, it just shows a lot, but when Irene was pretty much saying, oh, you were useless to me, I threw you away, you don't matter, you saying any of this doesn't mean anything to me, you're trash, or Wendy's just like, how could you say that, you? Yeah, she got mad, and, I just love, like, how all of them, it's just a big thing to see characters say or express different things, and Erza's taking this all, like, she's just taking it, she's absorbing this information, it's just like, well then, and, yeah, all this, everyone's situation in this was just terrible, and it was, painful to watch, but yeah, next week is going to be an interesting one. I think the fight continues, we go further into Natsu's head, I believe, and, yeah, we're just continuing this tough battle to see where it ends up and what happens at the end of it. Anyways, I'm going to end this here because obviously I can't do reviews to save my life. I'm once again sorry that my reaction isn't on YouTube. I fear for my YouTube channel's life, and that's all that is about. And I'm sorry for rambling and not being really specific on my opinions or thoughts on it. I have poor memory. I need to remember to take notes. I'll do that next time. But yeah, no. You guys, by the time these, will be back to normal, will either be by the time I only have one strike to worry about, or because the, second strike will expire, like, maybe not even about a week after the first one, I'll wait till all my strikes are gone before I attempt to do it again, but it might still be slightly changed. Like, maybe there'll be a blur line. Sadly, I'm sorry, you guys, but I can't take risks when I'm obviously on someone's radar. It's just a sad reality that I now have to face. It was interesting, but thank you all for watching. Let me know your thoughts about this episode in the comment section below, because I know a lot of you who have seen my reactions have commented that you've read the manga and you know some stuff. Of course, there's a lot of you who don't know any of that because you haven't read the manga either, but there was some of you who've read the manga. I would actually love to hear your thoughts on it. Obviously, no spoilers, and if you have to spoil anything, at all, make sure that you have to, it says spoiler, and the stuff that's there is under where you have to click read more to decide to actually read it. I don't want anyone to accidentally be spoiled via a comment. I don't know. Stuff like that happens, and it's just, yeah, it's an interesting aspect. But I'll remember to actually be on time next week. I am so sorry. I just completely slipped my mind, and it was a mess, and it took like about an hour for my reaction to get uploaded, hence why I'm even further tired here. But yeah, see you guys, hope you all enjoy, and sorry for all this nonsense, but bye.